Good afternoon, everyone. We're here to talk to you about the importance of international freedom. Thanks to the power of the internet, we have the ability to communicate thoughts and ideas wherever we are in the world. However, like all things that are powerful, that great power comes with great responsibility. Unfortunately, not all people have used the internet responsibly, and governments have decided to step in and try and make things safer. However, some of these governments have taken things way too far. Some of these governments have taken it to such extremes as imprisonment and torturing citizens who they have deemed have used the internet improperly, torturing them completely to death. Things like being a blogger is a crime in certain countries. This is a danger for everyone, and it strips away basic human rights and rights of freedoms, and we feel that that is not right. That is why we feel that the internet should not be censored.
Okay, this is me and Todd, or Joseph and Todd, and we believe that internet censorship is necessary because governments have a moral duty to protect its citizens from harmful sites, and they may legitimately limit free speech anyways, even if we are opposed to it. Also, even sites that appear to be innocent have devastating effects on society as well. And as an extensive form of media, the internet should be subject to regulations just as other forms of media are as well. So,
Great. Back to you guys for your 4 opening statements.
First of all, it's less freedom of expression. So the censorship regulations are put into place, and this severely cuts down the person's ability to express themselves through the internet.
All right. People often say that censorship is a good thing, that nudity and cursing and things deemed offensive or harmful or to certain audiences shouldn't be readily available. But what about art, online books, and watching movies online? I want you to think of one movie you've watched recently or in the past and think if there was anything, even the smallest thing, that could have been offensive to someone else. Because that one group of people or even that one person could have been offended, you can no longer see that movie. Think of a piece of passionate art you've seen, the way the artist perfectly captured the way their subject looked. You can no longer see that image. This is what happens with censorship. Your right to view whatever you want is stripped away. Your right to say whatever you want is stripped away. You no longer have those basic rights.
It is also to do with the cause of limiting education resources. There are a lot of stuff out there on the internet that has been censorship. For instance, when I was in high school and I wanted to look up something like the female anatomy, if I didn't have a laptop or a computer available to me, I'd go to the library, and the library would have that all censored and whatnot. So that is one main reason right there why censorship should not be allowed.
It's also difficult to enforce, so a government has other concerns to attend to than internet censorship. I think it's kind of a lower on the scale of what we have to deal with and the government has to deal with. And with new websites emerging every second, it makes it hard to enforce these laws and censor the internet.
Okay, so we're talking about censorship of the internet, and I've been hearing a lot about people being able to freely communicate and express themselves on social media. That's all good, but what we're trying to talk about is the crime. The government spends $250 million to fight cybercrime, and currently Canada does have a spam reporting center and a Canadian anti-fraud center, but they don't really, it's still up in the air on what to actually do about being cyber attacked. It's crazy, every time you go on the net, a certain website can have at least up to 100 cookies that will follow you, and those cookies follow you throughout your whole internet use. They follow your name, and they send information to other countries. So other countries that are watching you aren't the Canadian government. They're from China, they're from the Middle East, South Asians, like they're everywhere but the Canadian government that's watching you, what you're doing, and that's why we need the government to step in to watch over our internet use, not just so we can express ourselves freely online, but to do so that we can be protected for, because we do banking online, all of our personal information is all online, and currently right now Canada is losing the battle in internet crime. We don't even, our Canadian institutions are being attacked monthly, like banks, even our government. In February 2011, we were attacked by China, and they basically went into the government, downloaded everything they could about every Canadian citizen, and walked away with it, and we didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do about that? So that's what we're trying to talk about with the regulations.
There should be things set up to protect us from that happening.
So even sites that appear to be innocent and that are just for fun, like this recent attack on the terrorist attack in Paris, when they stormed the terrorist hold up in Belgium, they found a PS4, and what they found was that they were using the World of Warcraft to have terrorist meetings. So they're basically that orc or that elf that you just ran by could have been a terrorist, And yeah, so and as an extensive form of media, the internet should be regulated just as other forms of media are. Like the CTRC is a government regulator for TV, radio, and CBSC is a public regulator so that we can have input, and why shouldn't that be for the web? Like, if we trust our government to watch over what we watch and what we hear, why can't we have the government watch over what comes through these little laptops in our phones?
It's like the government's moral duty to protect citizens from harmful sites. Like we were talking about the spam thing, when you see a site pop up that looks misleading, looks like a page that wants you to download something for your computer, and really it's just a virus to take your personal information and stuff. They should be able to step in and shut those sites down and stuff. Also, the government is probably they already limit free speech anyways in other forms of media, so they're gonna do it anyways. But the thing when they do that, it helps people from cyberbullying and stuff. You hear how cyberbullying people someone sends a video of say an inappropriate photo, and then people put that up on a website.
Okay, we're gonna have to break it up there. That's 4 minutes for
Okay,
that.
sorry.
So, and you guys did your 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's the minute break before we get into the open debate.
I know, it's hard because the structure lends itself to. So if we abandon the structure, I think you
Minute. Okay, open debate starts when your hand goes up. Whoever wants to start it. Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
So you think that the government should have that power to censor what we see on the internet and to control what their citizens have available to them. However, according to online research, I found that in 2013 in Sudan, the internet was blacked out for 24 hours to hide news of anti-regime protests. And in Bahrain, in 2011, the government overrode human rights websites with pro-regime content. In Vietnam, Decree 72, which was introduced in 2013, forbids internet users from commenting on national news. Is that the kind of censorship you want? Do you not want to be able to see what is going on not only in your own country, but also in the world?
I think, like, no, but yes, because, like, they could be censoring things like in the UK, in London, like August 6th to the 10th, there was massive riots, and people were using the social media to communicate where the cops were busy, and they're trying to throw them off so they could, like, mislead them and then loot places they're vacant from. So I think, like, at that time, it's involving public safety. They should be able to step in and, like, remove those posts and stuff and stop. Like, that's just making more crime.
So, if the government already has control over censorship online, then why is this stuff happening exactly? Now, do you know, according to smallbusiness.cron.com, the cost is very high for our government just to censor the internet. All of that money could be going towards schools, better community things for our community, like activities for children, better playgrounds. All of that money being wasted that we have spent on our hard-earned money on taxes goes to the government just for the censorship program. I just do not believe that is right.
Yeah, like Todd said, $250 million on cybercrime, that could totally be used for something else.
Okay, so you're saying that our government shouldn't be like governments of Sudan, but our government isn't like, we come from a democracy, so we will have input on what we see, just like a CRTC, CSBC, we will have input on what we, you know, how the government monitors us.
And how they
What
use
we're
those
talking
funds.
about is for the government to protect us from cybercrime, because like you talk about schools spending money, most of the money that taxpayer money that schools spend is on cyber protection, because recently, I think in 2011, the Alberta College was hacked into, and they had all their like I think most of their half of their students' information was stolen. Oh, it was on a laptop, and somebody hacked into it, and they stole all the information. So, what we're trying to stress is that we need protection from the government, and in order to protect us, they got to be able to see what we're doing and what other people are doing, sending to us. So.
But why did that happen? Exactly why? When you think about it, it comes right down to that our censorship program does suck right now, and after all of that money, like what was it, $1.25 billion money, $250 million went towards the government just for this censorship program that has not protected us. Just like that example you just stated, where that information was taken off that laptop, I don't see any further movement towards giving the government money to continue this. It's a waste of time.
That $250 million didn't come from the government. The government is hiring private firms to protect us, but even that $250 million isn't enough. Like, we're still being attacked. Like,
But why continue it when
We
it's a
should
waste of money?
We should take it more serious and have, like, things like or institutions like built around internet censorship, so we can use that money more effectively and actually set up like the right things that we need to like protect our personal information, but not so much to censor the content of the internet. So I don't think that's like necessarily a big deal unless it's harming someone. But having these like sites that are out there and ready to like that can possibly steal your information or hack or give people a window to steal your personal information and like take stuff from you, like basically steal from you. I think that we should
That's
look
Dan.
into having that more properly
All right, the open debate is over. You have a minute break to prepare for your closing statements. Jesse, John, and Jordan will go first, and then let's get the last word.
I don't know. Great.
I realized is not like ignoring, it is like running away is my response to conflict.
You're avoiding? You got your test for
I'm further than avoiding. I'm like
running.
I am full of running away.
So you don't want, you sure you don't want to do it tomorrow?
I'd rather have it done and not have to think about it ever again than
Okay.
We should give them till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we need only really
How's that feel? I'm still.
Right. Because we need to give them a chance. Right. They don't show up.
That's time.
Okay, closing statements. Back to this side when you are ready.
All right, it can be quite difficult to, for a government to actually know what websites to take down and censor. So they wouldn't. What if they're taking down like the wrong stuff and they're taking away vital information for people to look at, and it's totally legal, and they think it's illegal.
Now, you also keep bringing up that the government is hiring someone to help them censor it. How does the government know that who they're hiring is trustworthy? And also, they've spent you said quarter of a million? All right, so they've spent that much money and it still hasn't worked. Even websites that are censored and ask if you are 18 or older, it's easy to lie. It is simple math. That's all you need to input the right birth year and have a site open up to a much younger age group. It is a waste of time and a waste of money to put up that false wall that is so easy to get past.
And also, no matter what, hackers are always going to find a way against us. We have Anonymous currently right now going against ISIS after that attack in Paris. But yet, that may not only be the only thing Anonymous would be doing. And it's not the only center that Anonymous has. There's Canada, US, Germany, Russia, everywhere, scattered everywhere, billions and billions of hackers. What are you going to do to stop them? So why not just get rid of the censorship program altogether, where we all could learn our own way and finish it that way?
Okay, so what you're trying to say is that basically just create a free-for-all over the internet, like just take down all barriers, don't have any censorship, anybody can come in and do what they want to us, and when we're already losing the battle of the internet, right now, like, we trust our government to protect us, we trust the police, we trust our laws, and what we're after is to create an internet law. Why can't we create our own web? Whereas if people want to send information into Canada, they'll have to go through our government on exactly what they want. And if you're not doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to worry about. We're all law-abiding citizens here, so no one's, plotting a bombing or, plotting to do any crime, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about. And as for, you don't want the government to be watching you, like if you've been to a certain website, or if you're dating your girlfriend's sister or somebody, like you're already being watched like by other countries, so it's already a free-for-all as we speak. So what we want is government protection, so that next time you go buy like something from the store, or pay your bills, that your bank account isn't empty. So
That's why we believe internet censorship is necessary.
Great. Excellent debate, you guys.